All right, welcome back to another episode of Benchtop Timepiece Revival. Here we have a beautiful 2024 timepiece I bought off eBay. It's all the way from the Orient. As you can see, none of the buttons work on it. We're just going to dive right into it and start the disassembly. Had a little trouble here. It's 00 Phillips, and I start off with the wrong one here. Nope, just doesn't quite work. There we go. I think I was using a little too big of one. To access the battery here, you want to always take out any power supply immediately. I'm having a little trouble with my finger protectors there. These screws, they don't really matter which position you put them back in, so just throw them off to the side. This one I was having a little trouble with. I just had to use the magic ball. There, got it loose. Going back to the 00, there are 4 screws holding the back plate on. They're a little bit stuck. And there we go. All out. Just gotta split this case. It's a little bit sticky. Just gonna use this tool here. Oh, it is really stuck. I would take off the protectors, but I don't want to leave any fingerprints on this piece. Just gonna move this screw out of the way. Here. Awesome, we got it apart. Look at that. Works. Gorgeous. It's a gorgeous piece. Just 3 screws to take out on the board here. 00 Phillips. None of these screws actually matter which way you put them back in. It's all coming apart very nicely now. Oh, this one's stuck to my screwdriver here. There we go. And the last screw, and then we've almost got it disassembled. Want to be very careful with this. Lift it carefully out of the way. Set it off to the side for cleaning. There's the display and the crystal. The crystal's in very good shape. I don't think I'll have to replace it. There, and we are fully disassembled. Moving on to my parts washer. This is specifically for these type of timepieces. Just give it some, it's a solution of simple green and water, warm water. And then once we get all the pieces in there, we'll give it a slight agitation. There. Look at those. Beautifully cleaned up. Alright, now we'll start with the reassembly. Reinstall the buttons. Be very careful you align that just right. This is a rubber membrane that connects to the circuit board. You don't want to touch that with your bare hands. Pop the crystal back in. You know what, we'll just clean that off with a little bit of the sticky hand. Get some of the dust and debris that may have formed on it. Going together beautifully. That's a rubber spacer to hold that LCD display right in the correct spot on the crystal. Now to put the actual timepiece back on. This contains the balance, so you want to be very careful with it. Make sure it aligns with all of its index marks. Perfect. Now you can just grab any of these screws, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. And I found that if I'm a little shaky, it's usually from the night before, and I'll just have a shot quick and it'll kind of stabilize my hands. Tricky little screws. There you go. Ooh, stuck to the magnet. You're going to want to torque these at about 47 inch-pounds. This screwdriver has a built-in torque setting. Don't want to over-torque it. Could possibly crack the bridge. That's the 3 screws. Now just to put on the back case, make sure that that wire is not interfering with the gasket, because this is a submersible timepiece. You just want to give it a nice tap with a blunt instrument. Now just to put the 4 screws back on. There, 4 screws are complete. Now we can put the battery back in. And the cover. Where did that screw go? Oh, look, it's underneath there. This has a magnet on the back. Just held on to it. Get out of there. Okay, now we can put the cover on, screw that screw back in there. You just jiggle it around until it gets to where it's got to be. Protectors are getting in the way a little bit. I probably could remove them at this point now that the works is all covered up, but you can't be too careful. Oh, there we go. And we are completely reassembled. Look at that. All the buttons work. It keeps perfect time. I put it on the beat meter and it's actually losing 0 seconds a day. So I dialed it in just right. Thanks again for coming along with me. This was a fun time.